Howdy y'all, here with my second video to talk about the kind of the fallout of the lightweight division after UFC 262. Got my Fight and Talk 2 shirt on here, if you can see the whole thing. I'll put up a link where you can order it. Go ahead and give them a subscribe over on their channel as well. So awesome, UFC 262. We had two major fights in the lightweight division. We had first off Beneil Dariush and Tony Ferguson, and then for the title, of course, Charles Oliveira versus Michael Chandler. So Tony came into the fight on a 2-fight skid. Lost to Justin Gaethje and Oliveira. So coming in, I wasn't really sure what Tony we'd be seeing. That fight against Oliveira, he had just come off a surgery. It came off the loss to Gaethje, and then had the surgery where he did his own rehab and like a Tony Ferguson rehab program. I don't even know what that would look like, but anyway, so I wasn't sure what he was gonna look like coming into it. Beneil Dariush has been kind of on a he's been working his way up for a while, and finally got that ranked like top 10 kind of guy. And he made the most of the opportunity. It wasn't, I think, with Tony and Dariush, who had a, spinning back fist finish and whatever, I think people were kind of expecting that it was, there was going to be like a bunch of spinning shit and Tony rolling around and whatever. But, at the end of the day, Dariush got the job done, spent most of the time controlling on the ground. But I mean, that's essentially what Oliveira did, and he just got the belt. So, and then of course the one that really surprised me, and I'll be the first to admit, I completely underestimated Oliveira. I just, I thought Chandler was gonna really come out and put it to him, but and I mean, he almost did, there in the first round. That was probably a near finish until Oliveira pulled guard. And I mean, Chandler got out of Oliveira's back control, which is like, that's almost considered a death sentence in the UFC. He got out of that, almost got the finish. Oliveira pulled guard, kind of saved himself, then came back in the next round and walloped him. It was crazy, but I didn't expect that at all, But so this leaves us. So we're looking at, and I'm looking over at my computer here because I got the rankings up and everything. So now we have, of course, Oliveira is the champion. And then at number 1, we have Dustin Poirier, who will be fighting Conor in July. And just an aside, people saying like, oh, Dustin chose the money fight instead of the title. Man, the title, or the title had been being held up since Khabib retired in October, and it was in what, February that Dustin said, he had the opportunity for the trilogy with Conor. He took it, and then it was after that Dana finally accepted Khabib's retirement and vacated the belt. So he didn't choose a money fight over the title. There was no title to choose when he agreed to this fight. So anyway, assuming Dustin beats Conor in July, which, I mean, puncher's chance and all, but Dustin's probably going to beat Conor. So we're probably going to have a title fight between Oliveira and Poirier. You know, and we got some really good. I mean, so we got Poirier, number 1. Number 2 is Justin Gaethje. 3 is Darus. 4 is Chandler. 5 McGregor. 6 is Tony Ferguson on 3 straight losses. Also, and then you got RDA, Dan Hooker, Paul Felder, and a very interesting young gentleman, Islam Makachev. Now, Makachev has been, or is it Makachev? I'm not sure, my bad. He's been working his way up. You know, he beats everybody that they put in front of him, but you know, 6 to 10s aren't really wanting to fight him, and it makes sense. I mean, I get it. Like he's very high risk, low reward. Like if you're like a number 6 guy, and you fight this number 10, Makachev, then I mean, like what's the best possible outcome for you? I mean, you're gonna hold your rank and you just beat somebody who, but I mean, I think we all know that he's better than his number 10 rank. So apparently RDA turned him down. Paul Felder also turned him down, and Dan Hooker was on, you know, Twitter saying, you know, anyone fancy a rumble, you know. And then he retweeted his own tweet and posted crickets. But then, you know, when Makachev, you know, said, let's do it, then he went silent. So that's 7, 8, and 9 all declining. Do you put him up against Tony Ferguson? Would Tony take that fight? I don't know. That's number 6. Conor is number 5. He's matched up with Dustin. Maybe after that loss, maybe he would take it. I don't know. Apparently, Khabib is still living rent free in his head all this time later. So I don't know how he'd feel about taking on Makachev. So then how do we match this up? Do we go, you know, Darus versus Gaethje? Michael Chandler at number 4, Conor at number 5. Chandler versus Conor after the trilogy fight. I don't know. It's a real interesting division right now. But I think right now, of course, the most compelling fight is probably going to be once Dustin puts away Conor again in July, facing Oliveira. And I mean, I would say, I don't think there's anybody right now. I don't see anybody in the division besting Mr. Poirier. Really underrated. Go to the UFC website and look at the records and go through and see how many times his name is there, and then filter for lightweight, and then go through and see how many times his name is in there. He without ever being undisputed champion, he still makes a very solid case for one of the best lightweights ever. And I think here, few months, we're probably gonna see Dustin Poirier as undisputed lightweight champion. I'm not sure I don't think anybody's gonna take that until he's ready to retire. I just don't see anybody here poised to do that. He beat Gaethje. He's beaten Conor. He beat Hooker. I don't necessarily see anybody coming to take that from him anytime soon. Somebody was mentioning it, and I totally agree. I don't want this to turn into like what we had in the welterweight division, like with RDA, Hooker, and Paul Felder kind of icing out Makachev. I don't want to see this turn into a thing where everybody, all the contenders turn each other down, trying to get title fights. Like they got to be fighting each other. That's what they're there to do. And everybody wants a title fight, but you got to do something. At least in theory, you got to do something to earn it. But it's an interesting division. Beneil Dariush, definitely somebody to keep an eye on. Somebody, I think he's kind of easy to sleep on for some because he's not, super flashy, and he's not, super media friendly. Like I think we all saw what he did when he got the mic after he won. But somebody to keep an eye on. I'm not sure what to think about Michael Chandler right now, because that was not it wasn't like he just totally went out there and just straight up got his ass whooped. He nearly got the finish in the first round, so be interesting to see where he goes. And really, a lot of this is going to depend on the fallout of the Poirier McGregor fight. I never want to count somebody at this high level out, but Conor is 1 and 2 in the division. Just January got dropped by Dustin in 2 rounds. So I think we're most likely looking at pretty soon Poirier versus Oliveira, and I am all here for it. I think that's going to be a great fight, and as long as the contenders keep contending, I think we're going to see Makachev move up quite a bit. Probably see Conor and Tony continue to drop in the rankings. And I don't know, maybe Drew Dober looks like he's moving up. Gregor Gillespie in 11, Kevin Lee in 12, Diego Ferreira 13th. So yeah, we have a real interesting division, and I look forward to it. And if you've listened to me talk this long, I appreciate it. Go ahead and hit a like if you got anything out of it. Subscribe, whatever. Appreciate it, and I will see y'all next time.